Welcome to it. This is Curse of the Creative, the radio promotions podcast from the creative team at Ultimate Media. And if you're still a human listening, well done. Well done. You survived the great AI retrenchment. Every week we come up with radio promotion ideas so that you don't have to. The idea is simple. You pitch a concept. You've got a minute or two to do so. We decide if you're going to flash, or park the idea. In the hot seat this week is Nick, and your clock starts now.
There is the race, but not just the race. Radio's amazing race. In 9 days, we're visiting 9 epic places in each of the 9 provinces. It's radio station versus radio station within the SABC. It could be a Metro versus 5 versus Good Hope FM. It could be, a 947 versus KFM, a Jacaranda versus East Coast Radio. It doesn't matter. It works everywhere. The catch, though, is that there's going to be no help at all whatsoever. It is on the presenters and their listeners to get to these 9 different spots. It could be Graskop in Mpumalanga. It might be the Moses Mabhida in Durban for KZN. It could be Table Mountain. It could be the Big Hole in Kimberley. Each day is a different challenge. It'll be 9 drive shows or 9 breakfast shows all against each other. And they've got to get to these places using listeners, using their own savviness, etc., etc. It is radio's amazing race.
Bongani, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on radio stations versus other radio stations?
When you say they go to all locations in 9 provinces, are we saying each station needs to go to each location, or the stations in those provinces will have to go to one location using listener direction?
So they will all go to one place on each of the days. Start in Johannesburg. Our first challenge is to get to Graskop by tomorrow. And the risk is that the show might not start if they don't get there. And we can get all the other shows involved, etc., etc. But that's the challenge. So everyone has to get there through listener help, through their own savviness, etc., etc.
All right. Now let me fly to just want to see how presenters are able to move from one province to the next just in hours. So let's just fly it. It has potential.
That sounded like a soft park, a borderline flash to me. Whenever we see the brief come, right, I roll my eyes because I don't really know how much listeners are bothered about other radio stations competing against each other, right? Because, if you're a listener to a radio station, you're loyal. You kind of care. I don't know if you worry too much what other stations are doing. So I don't think that needs the 2 stations to take each other on. I think if they're all doing it at the same time, I think, there's something cool in that. But one station versus the other, most listeners know the people on their station well. Once you go beyond that, they don't really know. So I don't really know the value of it if they have to. We did something like this similar, but what we did is the twist we put on it is our client was a food brand, and we gave the guy, the radio presenter, he had to get across the part of the country, and he had a van full of bacon, and he had to trade bacon.
Yeah.
For goods and services and petrol money and things like that. So he had he left the station and he had no petrol, and he drove to the petrol station. He said, okay, I'm going to give 10 packs of bacon if someone can fill up my tank. And he went through, he traded at B&Bs, so he'd do things and we set up stunts for him and said, okay, well, I'll pay for this, but you have to walk through a leopard enclosure with bacon in your pockets type of thing. So with the twist we put on it is that we gave him something to barter with. I think if we don't compete against each other, and if you can quickly remove that, then I am going to flight your idea as well.
I just crossed it out for you. Done. Gone.
Good. If you're listening to it and you heard that part, I was too lazy to edit it out. This is Curse of the Creative, the radio promotions podcast from the creative people at Ultimate Media.